Good day, everyone. How are you guys doing today? My name is Mr. Chinoso. In today's class, we'll be looking at word problems on areas of plane shapes in mathematics. Remember what we did in our previous class? We were asked to look for the size, the length, the radius of our plane shapes. But today we'll be looking at the word problems, how you can relate word form into this plane shape. Now, on board we have some exercises. Number one, we have how many squares? Do you know the shape of a square? It has 4 equal sides. A square has 4 equal sides. This is the shape of a square. They are all equal. Now we have this. How many squares with the size of 2 centimeters? Remember, if this side is 2 centimeters, this side must be 2 centimeters. Likewise here and here. They're all centimeters. Remember, it has 4 equal sides. Cover the surface of a rectangle. Now this is a rectangle. It has 2 equal sides. These are equal. These are equal. Now let's go back to the question. A rectangle with a length of 24 centimeters. I told you the longer part is your length and a width of 8 centimeters. This is what we have. Now, when you pick up this shape and fix it here, how many times will it occupy this shape? That's what we are asked to do. Will it occupy it totally? How many times? Is it 10? Is it 5? Is it 1? Is it 20? We want to know how many times this shape, this square, can fit into this rectangle. So let's do this now. Now let me go back to the question and read it again. How many squares with the side of 2 centimeters cover the surface area of a rectangle with a length of 24 centimeters and a width of 8 centimeters? I've done this already on the board. Now we go to the question now. We say what? Area of square will be what? 2 times 2. That is L square. Let me just write it. The formula. L square, which is what? 2 times 2. L means 2 times 2. L times L. One on it is 2. The other L is 2. So area will be what? 4 centimeters square. Don't forget your square when you're calculating area. Let's go to what? Area of triangle. Area of rectangle, sorry. Area of rectangle is what? L times width. That means length times width. Area of rectangle will be what? 24 times 8. 24 times 8. So what is 24 times 8? Remember, 24 times 8. In your 8 times table, what is 8 times 4? 8 times 4 is what? 32. Good. You write down your unit and pick up your tens. Place on top of the next number. 8 times 2 is what? 16. Good. You can add them up now. What is 16 plus 3? 16 in your brain and you count from 16. 16, 17, 18, 19. 19. So we have what? Area of rectangle as what? 192 square. Now for you to get the area, for you to get how many times this square can cover into this rectangle, you divide both areas. you divide both areas. So you say what? Using our word short division, divide the rectangle, the area of a rectangle by the area of a square. How many times can 4 go into 1? We said it's not possible. We write our 0. Since 0 is the first number, we don't need to write that down. We go to the next one, which is what? 9 and 1. Bring both together to make it bigger. How many times can 4 go into 19? 4 times table. 4 times table. Okay, let's count it. 4 times 19. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is not up to 4 count, so we can count this. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Remainder 3. Put it behind the next number. 32. If one count 32, fine. But if you want to use a 4 times table, 4 times 1 will give you 32. 4 times 8. Good. This is what? 32. So 4 can go into 32 8 times. So we can say that this shape can go into this what? Rectangle 48 times. So your square can go into this rectangle 48 times. So let's go to the next question. The next question we'll be looking at the length of a rectangle is 6 centimeters and the width is 4 centimeters. So remember the way you do this. Remember we are talking about rectangle. The length is 6 and the width is 4 centimeters. If the length is greater by 2, what should be the width? What should the width be? So that the new rectangle have the same area as the first one. Now we want to know what to do. After getting the area of this rectangle, we are asked that it was greater by 2. Now if it is greater than by 2, we want to know what we can do to make the width and the new length the same as the area of the first one. If the area of the first one should be 10, so the area of the second one also must be 10. That's what we are asked to do. What can we do to make them the same? Now you go back to this. You say what? Get the area of this rectangle. Area of rectangle is length times width. So area is equals to what? The length is 6 and the width is 4. 4 times 6 is 24. Good. Now remember what it said. If it is greater by 2. Now what will be the width now? If it is greater by 2. If the length is greater, this is the former length. Now if it is greater by 2, greater, that means you are adding. If it's less, you subtract. Good. You add when it is what? Greater, and subtract when it is what? Less. What should the width be so that the new rectangle have the same area as the first one? So this is the first rectangle, sorry. Remember, the area of the first rectangle is 24 centimeters square, so we must get the same as this. So let's go to this. Now you say what? Area of rectangle is L times width. Now go back to this. You pick this width. Remember, L is length and W is width. So we go back to this. So we have what? Area, which is 24, is equal to, the new length is now what? 8 centimeters. And the width we don't know. Now remember what I said. You make W the subject of the formula by what? Dividing both sides by what is times your unknown. Remember, when you're unknown, W is unknown, is multiplying a number. To separate both, you have to divide both sides by the number that is multiplying your unknown. We divide both sides by 8. So these are identical. They divide both. Now we go to this. Remember what I said, you can use your HCF to what? To reduce this to its lowest. Remember, in HCF, you must use one number to divide both. Now when you look at this, they are both what? Even number, because this has what? The unit here is even, so it's even. This is also even. You can use 2 to divide. 2 into 2, 1. 2 into 4, 2. 2 into 8, you have 2 times table, 2 times 4 will give you 8. Good. We go to the next one. They are both even numbers, that's why I'm using 2. 2 into 12, 2 times what will give you 12? 2 times what is 12? 2 times 6, good. So 6. 2 into 4, 2 times what is 4? 2 times 2, 4. So 2. They are both even numbers, I use 2 again. 2 into 6, 2 times what will give you 6? 2 times 3, good. 2 into 2, 2 times what will give you 2? 2 times 1, 2. Good, now we have 3 and 1. What can divide 3 and 1? Nothing. So we cannot use 1 to divide both because it won't change anything. If you use 3, 3 can divide itself, but 3 cannot divide 1. So this is where we stop and we bring this. Remember, we are not looking for HCF, we are only asked to what? Reduce this. So what is left is 3 and 1. Under 3 is 24, so 24, 3 goes up, and 1 is 8, which is 1. Your width. So 3 divided by 1 is the same thing as what? 3. So your width is 3 centimeters. Now when you go back to this now and put 3 centimeters here, so you say what? The new area will be what? 8 times 3, which is what? 24 centimeters square. Now you have 24 here, you have 24. The old one was what? 24 centimeters square, and the new one now is what? 24 centimeters square. If your width is 3 and your length is 8. So can you see that they are both having the same what? Areas. Good. With this we go to the third question. Now the third question says what? A square with side of 6. A square with sides of 6. Remember, when you have one side of a square, you also know all the other sides because they are having the same what? Sides. If this is 6, they must not give you the whole numbers because getting 1 means what you've gotten all. 6, 6, 6, 6. Area, so you can get the area of a what? Of a square if you know one side. Remember? And a rectangle with a width of 4. Let me put down the rectangle here. Rectangle has only what? So we are given the width, no length yet. Have the same area. That means the area of this is the same as the area of this. If this is 50 as the area, this must be 50 also. What is the length of the rectangle? We are asked to look for the length of this rectangle. Remember, I'll go back to the question again. A square with side of 6 centimeters and a rectangle with a width of 4 centimeters have the same area. What is the length of the rectangle? Now let's get the what? Area of this what? Shape. Area of square is L square. L means what? L square means L times L. So you see what? Area is what? 6 times 6, which is 36 centimeters square. Remember they said what? Both have what? The same area. So if this is 36, this must be 36 also. So we go to this. Area of rectangle is what? Length times width. Area of rectangle is what? Length times width. Good. Now, the area of a square and the area of a rectangle are the same. Good. So you say what? You also use 36. Since they say the word, they are the same. 36 as your area of your rectangle. Your length, we don't know, times your width, 4. Remember what I say? Unknown multiplied by 4. You divide both sides by what? To make your unknown stay alone. How can I separate my L from my 4? I want L and the L to stay on its own. So by doing that, you divide both sides by what is timesing your L, which is unknown. This is unknown. 4 is timesing your unknown. So these are identical. They divide both sides. Remember we have this. What can we do here? I said using your word ACF, you can reduce it. 36 and 4. ACF. Now when you look at ACF, when you look at both, you know that they are both even numbers. So we can use 2 to reduce both. So to do this, what's the first number? I told you when you want to divide, you divide one after the other. It's only when it is small, you have to bring the next number to make it bigger. Now with this, 2 divide 3. How many times can 2 go into 3? You can't just 1, 2, 3. Group it into 2 ones. Remainder 1. Your remainder will begin behind 6. The next number. How many times can 2 go into 16? In your 2 times table, what will you times to get 16? 2 times what? 2 times 8. Good. So let's go to 4. 2 into 4. How many times can 2 go into 4? 2 times what is 4? 2 times 2. Good. Let's go down. Even numbers still. We use 2. 2 into 18. Remember 2 cannot go into 1. So 18. How many times? 2 times 9. Good. 2 into itself, 1. So remember, nothing can divide 9 and 1. So 9 and 1, we have 9 and 1 left. Under 36 is 9. Under 4 is 1. So L. 9 divided by 1 is 9, which is L. So your length is what? 9 centimeters. So your length is 9 centimeters. Don't forget your unit. It's paramount. You know that. You should put it at the end of your answer. So with this, I believe you'll be able to go through your exercises. You'll be able to solve it. If there's any question, you just let me know. Remember, go through this. Each step is explained accordingly. You go through it and you'll be able to do your exercises effectively. Thanks for attending. See you in the next class. Bye.